Oh jeez. Hi everybody. It's me, Xena here, the General Manager of the Toy Wrestling Federation, and me, Gabrielle, the Executive Administrator. Now, the reason that I'm making this video, and before we even do our match, is I want to give these two shout-outs out, plugs, what do you want to call them, to supposedly our competition, but you really, by definition, there's so many different independent wrestling promotion, fictional professional wrestling fictional wrestling promotions out there. You know, a lot of people do the exact same thing we do. Maybe their rings are different, maybe their camcorders are different, whatever it is. Now, apparently the first one that I want to talk about has to be the Colocto Wrestling Federation, who I will admit that we had our crossovers and we watched maybe one or two of their shows on Skype in the past. And I will admit that they've done their little crossover things. So I understand, Xena says, that John Laurinaitis, or Johnny Ace, or whatever you want to call him, has once again been named the general manager of the KWF. Apparently he and then his issues, apparently him and whatever issues him and Mikey had in the past have been resolved. Now, you first were in the Power around the same time Divatox was in Power. Now let me explain this to you, Xena says. I understand that you may have already claim yourself to be the best general manager of the whole time. But Xena said, I have been a general manager of the Toy Wrestling Federation since maybe July, I think. And quite frankly, you haven't really been in that position your second time long enough to have any opinions of me. Now, I know that you probably show up on the KWF pay-per-view events that are done on Skype and the occasional international shows done on the KWF YouTube channel, whatever the case might be. You might tell yourself, well, my name is, you might say, well, I am the best general manager out there today. Now, Xena, she might think she's the best, but she ain't. Well, to tell you the truth, whatever your opinion of me is, I think I do a way more better, that's just my opinion, I think I do a better job than you. I'm expecting you to give a rebuttal. But most likely, if I ever do a rebuttal to you, that most likely will have to come on the Toy Rest, have to come on our own YouTube channel. Now we gotta move on. We got the Action Figure Wrestling Alliance. Just recently did a video, a trailer, with Michelangelo as the interviewer. And apparently one of the matches that they're doing is Bill Goldberg versus Ryback. And I say, hey, good for you, because we don't even know where in any of the multiple bins that he's at. And that's all I got to say at this time. Now, before you people say competition, you're going to say, oh, the Toy Wrestling Federation, you've been around for 21 years. And now you're acknowledging your competitions. Yeah, we're just being generous by plugging out other places. Don't mean we're acknowledging anything. I don't think we've been doing our thing for at least 21 years. But of course, YouTube only reflects a year and a half of what we have done. I mean, we have made a lot of stuff on cassettes, VHSs, and DVDs before we even went on YouTube. Now to the real business. Apparently, Randy Orton had apparently confronted Kane and Godzilla not too long ago. This may have happened, and he was apparently upset that he had a match with Orion, aka the Megaforce Silver Ranger, and according to him, he felt that he should be entitled with that match against Daniel Bryan for the TWF World Heavyweight Championship and not him. Well, now he gets a chance to prove it. Yeah, that's right, Gabrielle said. He's going to get a chance to prove it because we're going to have that match right here on Xplosion. So if you come out, well, currently in the ring from Angel Grove Township, California. He is the number one contender to the TWF World Heavyweight Championship. That's being held currently by Daniel Bryan. He is Orion, aka the Silver Ranger. The Megaforce Silver Ranger. We got a referee in the ring. Now, some people might ask themselves, how come we ain't doing the theme songs? He already showed up in the ring, and hey, wait a minute, RKO. Oh! Randy Orton going right after him. They have no time to play theme music. Get this stupid little thing out of your hands. Wait a minute. Is this even a match? Because, oh! He just did a punt. And the referee going to check is trying to check up on him. And now we got the general manager Xena in the ring with the executive administrator Gabrielle. And so Randy Orton, instead of trying to have a one-on-one match with him, So Randy Orton, instead of trying to have a one-on-one match with this guy to prove that you deserve to be the number one contender, you attack him. Let's help him up. So you attack this guy, Randy. You talk about how you're this great, noble wrestler, and you talk about how you're this honorable guy, or whatever the case you want to say it. But of course, then you have to resort to attacking somebody from behind. You know, really, really, really sad. You alright? Yeah, I'm alright. And because you did this, because Randy Orton's actions, Randy Orton is not going to be the number one contender to the TWF World Heavyweight Championship. Now, Orion, you are going to be the number one contender to Daniel Bryan's TWF World Heavyweight Championship. Jeez, thank you. And before I end this video, Randy Orton, third generation wrestler, you know, multi-time World Heavyweight Champion, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE World Tag Team Champion, WWE Champion, two-time OVW Hardcore Champion. Okay, and that's not including your accolades that you achieved here in the Toy Wrestling Federation. But of course, you try to attack me like a coward, Mr. Orton. You talk about how you're this great, honorable, the wrestler with integrity, but you have to resort to attacking someone from behind. So because of your actions, General Manager Xena and Executive Administrator Gabrielle have said that I'm still the number one contender, and I'm going to meet Daniel Bryan for the TWF World Heavyweight Championship. Sorry for that coughing. Anyway, yeah, that's it. If you got a problem, you started it. Me have a problem. You're the one who's got the problem, Randy Orton says. And the only reason, Randy Orton says, the only reason I did that is I could take you out anytime I want. And you know that you're not going to beat Daniel Bryan because it's my job to beat Daniel Bryan. Well, Randy, it ain't your job to do nothing but get out of my face before I nail you down with my weapon. Yeah, you would do that. Oh. Well, that was in self-defense. Well, that's all the time we got here, folks, for Xplosion. We'll see you tomorrow for Superstars.